Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Welcome, one and all. Nilutando, Niandeni, thank you so much for being here first, and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. Helen Marmon, thank you for being here. Lydia Washington. Who else is here? Emma D. Sonia Johnson, Antoinette Kennedy, thank you all very much. Why does AARP send me something at this hour every night? Well, not every night, but often enough. Let me see. Free movie screening, family caregiving guide, car rental discounts. Um, I guess they must know I'm up late. Oh well. I appreciate them reaching out to me, but thank you, but no thanks. I don't want to be bothered with that right now. But you know what? I should treat myself to a movie theater and see if they offer me the discount. I kind of think they did last time. I don't recall. But let me see. I did have somebody surrender their seat on the bus one day. Yeah, I guess I got to start taking advantage of these discounts, huh? I mean, that is what they're there for. That is what they're there for. Like hotel rentals, it seemed like they only give you a couple of dollars off. It don't seem like, but you know what? A little money here, a little money there, and eventually it starts looking like real money. That's what the old saying is here. A little money here, a little money there, and pretty soon it's real money. But gonna have to try to take advantage of that. It wouldn't hurt. Plus, it is a feeling of empowerment, right? And don't pretend, yeah, right. Like I'm the only person here that knows that I'm the only person that's older. Don't leave me out on a limb like that. Yep, I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. Let's see. Well, I hope we're not. I'm going to do my best that we're not going to be here that long. I promise. We're not going to be here that long. So it's not going to be over and okay, I'm going to give it like an hour. How's that? I'm going to give it like an hour. Um Starting now. Now. All right. Anyway, let me bring the screen up here. Just for fun, I'm going to see if they ever fix those slides. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Oh, wait a minute. Yes. Yes, I think they did fix it. Good God, Miss Molly. It looks like they have fixed the slides. Well, wait. It says it's processing. Carol Lunn, are you? Okay. Well, so far, I haven't seen a lot of great advantages. You know what, guys? There they are. They did fix the slides. I am so pleased. I am so pleased. This was getting on my nerves like you couldn't believe. All right. This is a good day. I tried it yesterday and I'm kind of thinking now maybe it did work and I just didn't notice it. But all right. I'm happy. I am so, so happy. Matter of fact, why don't we give them all right, that'll be enough. That will be enough. Great. I don't know what to say. I'm so happy. Do you know the last time I used the slides were the 28th of October? The 28th of October. That was the last time I was able to access it like this. I am so happy. You just don't know how much you miss something until it stops working. Um, like that Shaka Khan song, "You never miss the water until the well runs dry. I have had enough bad luck. I'm telling you goodbye." Yeah, that was a Shaka Khan song. You never miss the water till the well runs dry. They just don't write songs like they used to. Ozell Dunlap is here. You know, I love that name. Oh, and you're a member too. Okay. All right. Well, okay. I don't feel so alone now. Mm, yeah. That's that handbook I was talking about where the president has thousands of jobs to give out to the party loyalists, friends of the family. They are about to bring people into bureaucracy and low tier cabinet positions and some high tier cabinet positions. Um, I'm not going to go into all of that stuff tonight, but all I can say is just have faith that we'll get through this. It's I hate to see all of the conventions that worked with the government being challenged. I really hate that. Um, yeah, yeah, and that's it. I just there was some things about the U.S. government that worked, and it worked very well. But I told you guys that Ronald Reagan, and you can go back as far as Barry Goldwater, this antagonistic relationship between the voters, the general public, and the U.S. government has gone too far in the past, and now it's even worse. Because yes, there are some problems that government can solve. There are some things that government does well. Um, so as they say, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, and that's what they're doing. They call themselves draining the swamp, and they're bringing all the swamp creatures in to live in the swamp. So it's I'm hearing stuff and I'm doing my best to ignore it. Um, so anyway, you guys, uh, yeah, that's it. I don't have the words right now. Okay, let's move on. Uh, Time 100 climate. The Time 100 climate. Prince Harry, our Prince Harry, the man who proves every day that we are on the right side of history, once again has had one of those achievements that definitely sets him apart from the other members of the royal family, except, of course, for our Duchess. But for a blood royal, Prince Harry is head and shoulders above everyone else in that family. He is, as far as I'm concerned, he is the rightful king. He should be king, as our girlfriend says from the Caribbean. And Harry should be king, not William. And that just rings truer every day. Harry is a king. He is just the king. And anyone who doesn't see that, they're just not looking. Even Hoghead Pierce Morgan said that years ago in a magazine article. No, I'm sorry, it was a Daily Mail article. And he made the case for Harry to be king. They're going to do as much as they can to find as many reasons that Harry has a problem. He's mentally ill. He's been indoctrinated by all of those flaky people out there in California. They have to do that in order to uplift a system that is broken. The system is broken. It still functions, the firm, it still functions, but we all know it's broken. And so we are very proud to share that our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, has been included in the 2024 Time 100 climate list. The Duke has been, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But yes, he's on the list. He's made the list. Yes, global statesman. Harry is the global statesman. Willie, the global statesman, must be actively losing his 3 hairs. Yeah, those little Willie hairs on his head, knowing that Prince Harry is on the Time 100 list. Exactly. So, according to Anna says it's the 3rd time that Prince Harry makes the Time 100 list. You know, I forgot about that. And 2018, Time 100 Most Influential People. 2021, Time 100 Most Influential People with Meghan. And 2024, Time 100 Climate's Most Influential People. Okay? And so take a look here. Prince Harry, well, they wanted someone who knew Harry to write about him, and that's the way they have done these lists in the past. I don't think they did it for this one, but that's how they were able to do it in the past. And so Elton John says the first time, I first met an extremely shy and sweet Prince Harry at a private lunch at Kensington Palace given by his mother, Princess Diana, for Gianni Versace and me many years ago. What a joy it has been to see that young boy grow to inherit his mother's warmth, sense of humor, and courage to stand up and champion the cause he truly believes in. Harry and I bonded over a passionate desire to end the global AIDS epidemic, a disease which his mother did so much important work to fight stigma and build awareness. Let's see. Congrats, Harry. So has been doing. Let me see. Oh, you know how I am. So the TOB has been doing the flop. What is TOB? You know I'm bad at that. But anyway, thank you so much for the super chat. The TOB. Okay, put it in the chat. You know I'm bad at that sometimes. Okay, and then there's this one. And this one was written by a mutual friend to both Harry and Meghan by Jose Andreas. There's a famous TV interview of Harry, the Duke of Sussex, when he was an Apache helicopter gunner a few years ago. He's sitting close to an airfield in Afghanistan, commenting on some royal news when there's you remember that what he's talking about. Remember that when the alarm went off? Oh, the other brother. Thank you so much, Legs. The other brother. Got it. TLB, the other brother. Got it, got it, got it. All right. Thank you very much. That sense of urgency drives Meghan, now the Duchess of Sussex, who has long been an active humanitarian and a powerful advocate for women and girls around the world. So, for that year, the 100 Most Influential, which was shared with Meghan, was written by Jose Andreas. And, guys, I totally forgot about this. I, there's so much to keep up with. So I should be forgiven, I suppose, for forgetting this minor detail and that minor detail. But now that I see this, I'm like, no wonder that creepy TOB. Yeah, no wonder TOB, the other brother, was so anxious to try to um, envelop Jose Andreas in his Earth flop because he's clout chasing. And let's face it, Jose Andreas is quite the darling in the philanthropic community. And, he has a great personality, he has a good cause, and a lot of people are anxious to work with him. So, is it any wonder that William is trying to covet the world famous chef? And it's like a list of who's who. And then no sooner do these people politely um, get on board some project with TOB, the other brother. Um, then there's a big, what do you call it? Trending articles about it. Well, not big, but they have all these articles trending. I bet Harry is upset. Poor Harry. I mean, it's so childish. It is so childish. And I wish there was a way that people could organize against these tabloids to either stop these ridiculous reports or something. That if there was just some way to stop this. Unfortunately, their profit margins are built around this insanity. And do not underestimate how instrumental Rupert Murdoch has been in shaping Western civilization by ensuring some of the worst people are elected to um, head the countries, to the presidency, to the prime minister's office, or whatever you say it. Um, he's done a lot. He's done a lot. I hate to give him credit for being so powerful, using his resources for the sake of evil, but he has definitely helped shape the world to what it is today, and is not a very good looking place to be in. It's not a very beautiful place, as beautiful as it could be or should be, I say. But yeah, these tabloids are like billboards. They are like subliminal messages. Some of the messages, most of them are pretty overt to some, but I think they really subliminally think for people. They tell people what to think, they tell people what to believe. Scary stuff. Scary stuff. Um, there was a time when competition would help ensure that the news was reported accurately, fair and balanced, right? But now that's not the case because they're all in agreement. All of these people work together. Profit is not their biggest priority. It really is not, because they'll get their money down the line through tax breaks or whatever. So, all right. Let's see. Leg says the other brother can only buy people with a price, not what's that? Or a beehive? What's that? No. You're killing me, Legs. Not uh okay. Well, anyway, thank you for the super chat. Not or you're just messing with me tonight, aren't you? You are just trying to destroy me. Uh anyways. Oh, Oprah or Beyonce. Not a okay, I got you. Thank you. Whew. Okay. Remember, we're going to try to stay as close to an hour as possible. So let me keep this moving. All right. So there you go. This is what I woke up to this morning. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, founder, Travalyst. I did make a little video about that. And at the end, the second part of the video is actually from no, it was earlier this year. I just tacked on another thing about the Travalyst. You guys, I was hoping that someone could tell me whether or not that it's so important, right? But just for the sake of the Sussex's security, and generational wealth, is Harry getting paid for the Travalyst? Because there are some really big companies that have signed on to Travalyst, and I will explain Travalyst as best I can off the top of my head for anybody who's not sure what it means. Travalyst is for sustainability in travel. It's also for the benefit of these places that people are traveling to, these destinations that have been, um, shall we say, the traveling public. As you know, there's a lot of things going on in Barcelona because people are very disgusted with tourism. The residents of Barcelona, ever since they had, what was it, the World Cup? Was it the World Cup or was it the Olympics? Whatever big event it was, Barcelona's been hot for tourism. And I think I took a train from Paris to Barcelona, one of those high speed trains, and beautiful ride, smooth, and it's you wouldn't believe how many people are going from Paris to Barcelona. It is a very popular route. Um, and of course, it's on the way to Madrid, right? So they get a lot of traffic. So what I'm trying to say is that for the sake of sustainability, for the sake of the environmental impact, the carbon emissions, people that would have flown to Barcelona may decide to take the train because they don't want to contribute to the global warming. It gives them a chance to make their choices, where to travel, the best time to travel, and so on. It's all about reducing your carbon footprint because there is a growing number of people who actually are interested in making choices based on the impact to the environment. And the travel list helps you to do that. So, like I said, that's the best I can explain it. But empowers the consumer to decide the best way to travel, not only in terms of your impact on the destination, but your impact on the environment. So, with so many people traveling these days, Harry realized that someone needs to collect the necessary data. And so these companies are eager to share the data because they want that customer who is conscious of their impact on the environment to choose their product, to choose their trains or planes or hotels. I mean, there's everything about travel is is being funneled through Travalyst. It's huge. It is so much bigger than you could imagine. And Harry is the founder. That just blows me away. It really just blows me away. The Duke of Sussex supports conservative group in Africa and says he really became an environmentalist during a trip in 2012 to the Caribbean when a 7-year-old boy told him that England's environmental impact was damaging the coral reefs. After that interaction, he was inspired to start Travalyst, Travel and Catalyst, a nonprofit that provides people booking travel with emission data so they can consider the most sustainable option. Now, that sounds not remotely in any way like what I just said. What the hell was I talking about? I should have just turned the page, shouldn't I? See how much easier this is? What the hell was I talking about? I'm just and the CO2 and the car. This is so much easier. I should just turn the flipping page. Oh well, I tried. I did the best I could. The aim is to help make a dent in the industry carbon footprint. Tourism make up about 11% of the global greenhouse gas emissions. Travelers work that is with Google to create a travel impact model, a free publicly available methodology launched in 2022. Anyway, watch that video that I made earlier, okay? Watch that video. But look at there, 65 billion searches worldwide. 65 billion searches have gone through Travalyst and a combined market value of $3 trillion. That's the $3 trillion represents the companies that have signed on to the Travalyst, right? Let me stop going off script because the last time I went off script, I was talking for about 10 minutes and still didn't say anything. What was I talking about? And the CO2 and this, woo! Oh Lord. Oh well. Listen, I tried. Oh well. As I was saying, watch the video. Take a look there. They broke down the 100 people into 5 categories: the titans, the catalysts, the innovators, leaders, and defenders. Okay, those are the people that are defending our planet, defending the environment. So, where's Harry? Take a look on the far left side, go down to the 3rd row, and there's Harry right there. Now, it's kind of hard to see that, I know. So, let me help you out here. Let me help you out. Aha. Who's he's neighbors with here? Let me see who's his neighbors. You got Anna Hidalgo, the mayor of Paris. You got Claudia Scheinbaum, the president of Mexico. Who else do you have here? You have Damalola Ogumbiyi, the CEO of Sustainable Energy for All and co-chair of the UN INRAV. Okay. And of course, you got Ed Miliband, who is Energy Secretary in the UK, Fernando Haddad, Minister of Finance, Brazil. So, yeah, he's in good company. As a matter of fact, one might say he's amongst, oh, what is that word I'm looking for? Um, Global statesman. Yeah, he finds himself in the company of his fellow global statesmen. See there? I mean, these are people that are really taking leadership roles and shaping the environment. And gosh, my what's that guy's name? I don't see him here. He's um he's the Prince of Wales, kind of goofy looking. Oh, yeah. I don't see TLB, the other brother. I don't see William. Where's William with his Earthshot prize? Huh? Where's William? William should be here somewhere. I mean, after all, he has that. But then again, maybe maybe William is too good for the Time 100 list. Maybe he's too good for the Time 100 list. That's so interesting. There must be a mistake or something, but don't worry because William is going to tell his people to find some agency or organization that will give him some little generic prize or something like that. He's not going to sleep until he's on somebody's environmental list. Okay. So there we go. How we choose the 100 most influential climate leaders in business for 2024. Finance is the climate story of 2024, and it's a theme that has proved inescapable in our Time 100 climate list of influential climate leaders in business this year. Around the world, decision makers, executive researchers, and innovators are working to help unlock the necessary funding and resources needed to drive successful and equitable climate action. To identify this year's changemakers, Times editors spent months vetting names across the economy. We value measurable, scalable achievements over commitments and announcements. Well, that explains why William is not here because William is full of announcements and commitments. Let me see. What has William announced and committed to that has never happened? Like peace in the Middle East, uh, ending the war. What else? Ridding the royal family of all of the ivory in his collection. Uh Slumlords. He wants to end the slumlords. He wants to end homelessness. He wants to move toward being a global uh what is it? Influencer, global leader, global statesman. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that he's announced that he ain't done yet. So if there's anything about commitments and announcements, well, that eliminates William right there. That explains why he's not here. Why do I see that and instantly I think Willie? Scalable achievements over commitments and announcements. We favor more recent, the results of our second annual Time 100 Climate List, which represents multitudes of individuals making significant progress in influencing the business of climate change. We asked them to talk about it, hoping their words will stir others to do the same. Well, we already know when Harry discusses anything, when he discusses any topic, there is so much passion. There is so much um what do you call it? Knowledge, passion, uh drive, problem solving. He does it all. He doesn't have to turn to note cards and stuff. He doesn't have to pull some binder out that someone on his team gave him. You could ask him anything, and he is going to speak with his heart and his emotional intelligence, and it goes so much further than Willie with that nonsense that he's talking all the time. Let's see. Shelly L says, Baron, your screen must have cut off. Demonia is co-chair of the UN. Oh yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. I did not know that. Co-chair of the UN Energy. Got it. Thank you. I appreciate that, and thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I do believe it got cut off. Okay. All right. Let's go here. So. Never miss an opportunity to rub it in. So let's see. Let's look at these together, shall we? Henry VIII says, not the spare making the list when the heir just got back from his premier environmental gala, or as he likes to say, his Super Bowl moment. This is going to be Williams or what is it? The climate, whatever he says. It's a Super Bowl moment. It's a Super Bowl moment, as if they know what that means. I still am trying to figure out why do they keep referencing the Super Bowl? I mean, because most people that make it to the Super Bowl are talented. And as for halftime show, as far as I know, I did not see a number from Billy Porter from Kinky Boots. So I don't know what was the halftime talent portion of the night, but I think if Billy Porter would have reprised his role from Kinky Boots, then probably people would have paid attention. But without the Kinky Boots, no bueno. Uh, Nellie says Time magazine states that they spent months vetting names across the economy in favor of those who actually made significant progress influencing the business of climate change. Major congratulations to the world's most hardest working prince, the people's prince, Prince Harry. I am loving the shade. And Rebecca says the other one didn't make it. This message made me chuckle. Proud of Prince Harry. Truly amongst esteemed company on Time 100 Most Influential Leader, driving business to real climate action. And Nina says, there is something about you, baby. Look at him shining again and again. I'm so proud of this guy, Prince Harry, Diana's son, the people's prince. And Gloria Sussex Arsenal says, is French. Gloria Sussex Arsenal. See, it's very French. Princess Diana's baby making us proud. Prince Harry, you will succeed in all that you do. We are always proud of you. Keep thriving. We love you, man. Absolutely. I love that. And you can see, of course, everybody has People magazine popping up in their social media. So, of course, I know they saw this. Tourism has the potential to make an incredible difference if we channel it with good intentions, Prince Harry previously said about the initiative's mission. I tell you, this guy, I'm so proud to support the Sussexes. I really am. I just every day I wake up, I feel like I am on the right side of history. It's things like this that makes me forget about what happened last week, or at least not think about it so much, because this is something very tangible, something you can actually see results, right? So, okay. Lex says the other brother has given to the environment feces, mold, and carbon emissions. Absolutely. The feces, the mold, carbon emissions, and let me see what else. Well, I wonder. Well, no, I can't say. I can't say what I'm thinking that last one, but thank you very much, Lex. Okay. Um, let's see here. Go to the next slide here. And so, Sussex Soldier says someone's jealous in the UK is at this moment angry, furious, or mad, seeing how everything his little brother, Prince Harry, touches turns to gold, and everything he touches turns to black mold. Hello. Did you all get that? Everything Harry touches turns to gold, and everything William touches turns to black mold. Yes, this is another uh, time that we can say Harry did that thing. He did it. He did that thing, making us very proud. I mean, today I'm so happy I am not whistling anything bluer than zippity doo dah. All right, let me go to the next one. Uh, one of the squatties put that quote there. You want to tell me you don't have to buy, drag, and fly celebrities all over the world, increasing their carbon footprint to be named in the Time 100 climate list? Nope, you don't have to do that. You don't have to bring Heidi Klum and Winnie, what's her name? Billy Porter and his kinky boots, and who was the other A-lister? The animal guy's son, right? You ain't have to bring all them people. You could just simply come up with something that brings together $3 trillion worth of industry with 65, what was it? Was it how many searches was that? Anyway, bring that together, and then maybe, just maybe, you'll make it on 65 billion searches worldwide. You hear that? Travalyst coalition of partners representing a combined market value of $3 trillion, including top tech companies used by tourists like Bookings.com, Expedia, MasterCard, Skyscanner, TripAdvisor, and Visa. On September 12th, Travalyst announced that its flight emissions data has appeared in 65 billion searches worldwide. 65 billion searches worldwide. Huh. How about that? How about that, Willie? Huh? Chew on those numbers. Chew on those numbers. A lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, a lovely day. Oh, here's another picture from Chicago. I don't know if you all had a chance to see it, but there you go. There's another picture from Chicago. I think we saw this one, maybe, maybe not, but anyway, um, I saw a couple of Instagram accounts that carried the photos, and anyway, the free to feed. I believe that was maybe one of the uh, agencies that got help from the Tillman Award that night, or it was the agency that received s- a, a grant or something like that from the Tillman Award. I don't really remember. But wow, who could believe Harry just came to Chicago like that? Everybody, well, what am I saying? Not everybody, but a lot of those haters was saying, "Oh, I bet you he's gonna keep his head down," and all that kind of stuff. You guys, I haven't talked about it because I don't think it's really important. Um, I heard one of those people today saying, "Oh, Trump is furious with Harry because of his grandma and such and so and so." Um, that man ain't thinking about that stuff right now. He is truly not thinking about that. And if you guys are getting nervous, do remember we do not know what Harry's status is. He may not even be here with a green card. He may have some diplomatic status. We just don't know. But what we do know is that he is a man who has created lots of jobs, and he is a homeowner in California. And that does stand for something, not to mention the father of two. So before you all panic and all that stuff, listening to these deranged people, don't. Don't. I mean, I hate to put it bluntly, but he's rich. And rich people have a very different experience from the rest of us. Um, and that's just a fact. He's rich. Um, whatever is going on, they're already a step ahead. Trust me, and when I say that. So, yes, there's a lot of things that you can do when you're the president of the United States, but you do not control everything. You do not control everything. So just bear that in mind. There are some things that are beyond your reach. This is why things like Gaza is happening. So today we recognize and thank the brave veterans who have served and continue to serve our country with dedication and courage. Last week we had the honor of connecting with fellow veterans and leaders at the Tillman Honors Gala for the Pat Tillman Foundation. Imagine my surprise when it was announced that the speaker, was that Snake Plummer, at Snake Plummer, and at Sergeant Israel Del Toro, they're using their links here, were joined by Prince Harry. They all shared about their experiences in leadership, service, and embodying Pat's legacy. Anytime I have an opportunity to be among fellow Tillman scholars, I find myself in awe of their dedication and continued service. It's inspiring to see the commitment of so many who, after their military experience, continue to impact communities and drive change. During the panel with our guests, Prince Harry asked our group about specific examples of finding purpose in service after the military. A few scholars stood and shared their journey. Then I heard a voice behind me say, "Hi, my name is Jenna, and I want to tell you about my scholar who I know won't brag on herself. Let me tell you about, um, let me tell you about Trill. Yeah, Trill. To say that I was shocked is an understatement. By the time I finished, I was in tears. Her words were kind and heartfelt. She told them about my mission to free and feed and how I hosted a year-long entrepreneur course for fellow scholars to help them along their journey. Needless to say, I cried in front of royalty last week. Both myself and my co founder, Lashana, are military veterans, as is our amazing consultant, Christy. We also have several military spouses in our team. Okay, so that is the experience of one of the people that was there. She was very taken back by the words and also cried in front of royalty. So, how sweet. I mean, yes, everybody there is very important to the cause, but let's be honest, having Harry there is just that little something extra. And of course, it did not go unnoticed. He does not, I guess, hunger for that type of attention, but it just is. He just is who he is. And what he does with his platform has been so beneficial to so many people. So he deserves all of the flowers he gets, and he deserves all the celebration that he receives. So let me see here. There. Let's go on to another topic, shall we? Now, see, somebody's being messy. Willie would lose his crap. Let me see. There would be a scramble. There's been a few things that made them go completely bonkers. For some reason, one of the more recent ones, Meghan and the red dress, I still do not understand why they were so triggered. Um, the Legends of Aviation Award, I still do not understand why they were so triggered. There's just been a handful of things. Really, it's most everything they do, but it's just a handful of things that really set them off. It really sets them off. And it's like they go into a complete flipping panic. I just, ah. Oh well, how Justin Welby fell under Harry and Meghan's spell as Archbishop of Canterbury resigns over ignoring prolific abuser crimes, how his friendship with the Sussexes raised questions about his judgment. Really? Oh, really? And as you can see, it's getting so old. It's been old. It's not just getting old, it's been old. But this did not go down well. Whatever they thought they were going to achieve by taking this very long stretch to attach um, Harry and Meghan to it. Take a look there. Brendan May says that's quite an angle. The fact he failed to deal with a abuser is obviously Meghan's fault. And James O'Brien says, holy moly, should have known it was all her fault. Carolyn Price says, and there it is. I knew they'd somehow make this Meghan's fault. Vile, 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 vile. I hate these people. And what is that? Elimsty? Something like that. No matter what it is, folks, it's always Harry and Meghan's fault. Always. And let's see. Uh, Brexit pirate. Okay, Brexit pirate. The mental gymnastics. I love that. The mental gymnastics it must have required to reach the conclusion that it's Meghan's fault. Chris says, I knew it was Meghan Markle's fault. Even when it was the systematic failures of the Church of England, I knew it was her. I knew it. And Mark Benmore says, so now it's Meghan's fault. Of course it is. If you want to understand how low British media has sunk, this is it. And lastly, there is Daisy Pops. I want to know how I got that name. Oh, let me see. Oh, for you know what sakes. Are you trying to blame this on Harry and Meghan too? Yes, Daisy Pops. They went there. They went there. Matter of fact, they live there. Shelly L says, People Magazine Sexiest Man Alive Committee Challenge accepted. Well, thank you very much, Shelly L, for the super chat. And again, thank you so much for being here. All right. Next. Head of the Church of England steps down over handling of abuse scandal. Graham Smith, who never misses an opportunity to troll people in power, says the abuse in the Church of England is in the news again. It's worth remembering that Charles reported Peter Ball. I'm sorry, not reported, supported Peter Ball. I knew that sounded strange. After he had accepted a police caution, support he used to protect himself from accusations over other victims. And then over here it says the head of the Church of England has still not resigned following a cover up of abuse. So I think that one on the right is a bit dated, but still, you can see the purpose of it was to show this association or link to Charles III. Okay, moving on. So SK says, I know they are trying to overshadow the precancerous cells scandal and Dispatches documentary, but blaming a couple the Archbishop met in 2018 for something he did in 2013 is just beyond wild. Proper taking of the piss. Yeah, the taking of the piss. We are still on the precancerous cells, moldy houses, fleecing money off charities, and the royals front to represent subjects. I don't think those subjects are going away anytime soon. Gosh, I hope not. As a matter of fact, let's not forget what this guy said. We cannot forget what this guy had to say about it. Oh, is that the right one or is it this one? Okay, I think it's this one.
King Charles III, Prince of Wales William, who the do you think you are? So 1 week ago, we've had William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week, we find out he's charging charities, the NHS, the Ministry of Defence, schools, councils, rent, and making millions of pounds. Fucking hell, it's not the 1400s. What the Because the way these duchies are set up, they don't pay corporation tax. They make millions of pounds worth of profit and pay zero tax on it. Excuse me, where the fuck is Robin Hood when you need him? Like, it's one thing if you were charging businesses, but charging other government departments, schools, councils, the NHS to park ambulances in a warehouse when they're not in use. Where are your morals gone? Your morals have receded like your fucking hairline, William. I mean, seriously, take the money, go to Turkey, get that sorted out. If you're going to, live the life of a mafia gangster, at least have the looks to go with it. Do you know what I mean? And yet we spent years attacking Harry and Meghan for earning their money privately. Like, fucking hypocrites. Honestly, enough's enough. That's it. Not my king. Fucking get rid of all of them.
There you go. I love him. Yep, like they say, something, 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 Meghan Markle. That's what it always adds up to. They find some kind of way, something, 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 Meghan Markle. Every time. People are hip to it and have been for quite some time. It's just that the algorithm that we live in, the bubble that we live in, we are exposed to a lot of this information day after day. And it's hard to know what the rest of the world is seeing because um, if you're on social media, if you use Google, if you use any of these things, then you're going to be targeted and they will do the best they can to help you shape your thoughts to come up with some conclusion about someone you never met for something that they probably didn't even do. But that's enough about Andrew. But yeah, his is a whole nother thing. We know that. But okay, let's move on. Okay, let's all get together and feed the homeless.
This week, we've had William all over the TV talking about ending homelessness, or let's all work together to defeat homelessness. This week, we find out he's...
It's amazing that he sounds just like him. I swear he sounds just like him. Oh, that's okay. Okay, I'm not about to get started on that again. All right, now we got to talk about this. And Ministry of Hacks. Ministry of Hacks. We got to bring him into this because he had a thing to say about it. And, well, anyway, let's see what he had to say. Morning. Isn't that how he starts off? Morning. Happy Tuesday to you.
Morning, friends. The Kate Middleton drama rolls on as ever. Did you really expect anything else? And this time, Narinda's been dragged into it. Disclaimer, I do not know Narinda. I've never met her. I've got nothing to gain or lose by making this TikTok. But I did exactly the same thing as Narinda has done here, probably about 5 weeks ago, because the British digital media consistently manipulate and Photoshop Kate's face to make her look much younger than she does in real life. Therefore, when we get a shot of how she looks in real life, people are like, oh my God, what has happened? How has she gone from looking 25 to not looking 25? And it's an obvious observation from anyone, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter. When you see someone looking substantially different to how they looked in your mind a week ago, of course you are going to ask a question about what happened. It's natural human curiosity. It doesn't mean you're a bad person. It means you've been deceived by the media. If you don't believe me, look at the difference between this image here in the daytime and the images that the digital media released of Kate at the Royal Albert Hall the evening before. It's almost as though Kate is a completely different person. Have a brilliant Tuesday, Goose Day. Have a brilliant Goose Day or Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. Comments are open as ever, guys. Let me know what you think. Morning, friends. The Kate...
Okay, so he makes a very good point. And you guys know us. I have similarly said things. And mostly, I have said that they are doing her a disservice. All of this airbrushing is a disservice. It's an impossible standard because you have, as he said, the person that you're seeing, those glossy photos from Hello Magazine, compared to Kate going to Denmark, where the palace tried to run roughshod over their media. And of course, the tabloid media was trying to tell them what to do. and they posted her image all over Denmark, untouched and unedited. And so I told you all before, the day before the Remembrance Day, I said, she looks good. She looks absolutely great at the ceremony, but wait until she gets on that balcony. Did I not say that? It's going to be a whole nother story when she gets on that balcony. It's been like that for a few years. And so this ethereal, angelic person that they have created, this construct that they've created, does not exist, with the flawless hair, with the very, I'm going to say, model like face, right? You know, it's like in the magazines, she's kind of giving you a what is that show? Charlie's Angel, you know, with the big hair and everything. Then you see her this past October sitting next to Willie, thanking the first responders, and it's jarring. And so, even though it was a very awkward question to ask, why does she look like that? Is she a smoker? Those are questions that they would have easily asked of Meghan. We all know that. But when they began pitting one woman against the other, they're so committed to pitting them against each other that they need to win every time in order to justify this unnecessary competition that they've created. And so far, it's been pretty much a one-sided competition, not just for the women, but for the men too, because the Sussexes are being the adults. They have moved on. They're working, they're keeping themselves busy. And of course, I do believe that that is one of the reasons why they were so triggered by the red dress, because there was very flawless looking Meghan, youthful looking Meghan, popular, loved, and celebrated Meghan wearing red. When Kate wears red, it's cause for celebration. Meghan wears red and she's vilified. Kate wore that red suit with the red heels maybe a year ago. They wouldn't stop talking about it. Kate steps out of the state Bentley showing it more legs than a pack of chicken thighs or chicken quarters or whatever. They wouldn't stop talking about it. Oh, Kate, this is her moment, and so on and so forth. Big difference is when Meghan wears anything, it sells out. When Meghan wears anything, every magazine that has some kind of fashion theme to it, and of course, the fashion magazines, the real fashion magazines, the entire week they talk about it, they write about it, they use it to market so that they get the commission for people shopping for that product or something similar. That is just a fact. But Meghan didn't ask for that. Meghan did not start that. That is the tabloids doing Kate a disservice. She's not allowed to age publicly. They have put so much pressure on her. They have put so much pressure on Kate. And I'm not saying I'm feeling sorry for her, because she has benefited from this hate campaign against Meghan. Let's face it. She has been the direct beneficiary of all this negative nastiness toward Meghan. They have used Meghan to elevate her stature. Someone who has a very flat personality, suddenly they can pretend like she's more interesting than what she really is. It has been to her detriment. Another thing that I'm going to say, I told you so. I said it last fall. This is unsustainable. We're not going to see Kate after Christmas. I had no idea it would be 6 months. But what I meant by that is that after she was accused of being a racist, they started doing all these appearances and such, and she was absolutely burned out. Wearing stuff that Meghan would wear, saying stuff that and she tried to give a speech of all things. It was not her comfort zone. It was unsustainable. And I figured that she would probably go to the Commonwealth ceremony and then disappear until Trooping the Colors. That's what I meant by that. I had no idea that this whole surgery thing and the cancer stuff was going to happen, but I knew she was going to go away because I did not think that she would be able to sustain what they were expecting from her. She's not that person. But it's partially her fault because she's playing into it. She has played into it. She has been playing with fire and she's gotten burned because now she cannot age in public. Now she is pressured to give speeches. Now she has to try to find some kind of way to find her voice in fashion because she really hasn't. They celebrate that nonsense that she wears, but these are not big fashion moments. We all know that. She ought to stay where she's comfortable. Princess Anne is so comfortable in her own skin that it works for her. But for Kate and William, for both of them, they keep stumbling and falling and embarrassing themselves. And there's nobody close enough to them to say enough. The only person that was close enough to mitigate this nonsense was Harry, and Harry's not there to do it anymore. As far as they're concerned, Harry and Meghan is the problem. Instead of looking at the man or the woman in the mirror, they're looking at Harry and Meghan as being their biggest problem. They're the problems because they're on the world stage. They have this incredible platform and they don't have the talent or the intelligence to do anything with it. Stop blaming Harry and Meghan for your failures and shortcomings. The conspiracy runs wild as it's reported Kate never had cancer. The chickens are coming home to roost. Now they want to blame this poor reality star, or whatever her name is. They say she faces furious backlash for discussing remarks about Kate's appearance. She said the same type of thing that is said about Meghan. Oh, why does Meghan wear such an impractical color? Talking about Meghan wears too much white. And the red dress. I have lost respect for Meghan. I used to support her, but now I don't because she wore a red dress. We have not moved far enough away from red dress gate for them to come crashing down on this person for making an observation, for saying what everybody else is thinking. In November, Kate looked like that. In March, Kate looked like that. And of course, October, there was a whole nother Kate. How about puffy face Kate in the Audi. Who's to blame for that? Who is to blame for that? Kate comes back time and time again looking almost like another person, and they're blaming her for it. They're blaming her for it. Who is this? Who is that right there? Who is that? That is yet another Kate Middleton. Right? Who is that one? Who is that one with her face pinched and pulled so tight? It is jarring how different she looks every month. So someone asked the question. It wasn't a polite thing to do for someone of such a, that person has a big platform. And a lot of people are going to hear it. And the tabloids are making money from it now. I said, 2 weeks ago, they need an intervention. They need an intervention. There is something wrong with William and Kate. Do you all remember me saying that? I put those pictures up of them congratulating the British team. And I said, there is something wrong with them. They need an intervention. I stand by what I said. It is not, what's her name, that's the problem. It certainly isn't Harry and Meghan. I won't take the hit for it. It is William and Kate. They look horrible. They look horrible. William looks worse day after day. Then he comes back looking somewhat okay, but the man looks sick. And even Rebecca English said, though the pressure that he's under, whatever it is, people noticed. He is a public figure. And as for Kate, woman or not, she is on the global stage, and she has a very serious problem. And they have been skating along for the longest without anyone asking publicly what is going on. The fact that someone has brought this to people's attention or spoken about something that people are afraid to touch, this may actually save Kate's life, because maybe there's something she needs that she's not receiving because of her circumstances. Maybe this will push some type of result that may not have been available to her last week. But they, not her, they, Will and Kate, need an intervention, because the people that are supposed to be so bad off look great, kissed by the California sun. And these two are withering on the vine. You can blame it on cancer treatment. You can blame it on Charles' illness. You can blame it on the weight of monarchy. But that's not it. It's just not. And whatever it is, they're not addressing it. When Kate was missing all those months, it was the Sussex squad that kept asking, where is Kate Middleton? The other people were feeding into conspiracies, but we have enough receipts to say this girl may be in danger. We know because we follow it. The other people, they were just going on some TikTok trend or whatever, but we follow this stuff. And someone said a long time ago, Actually, several people said that there's nothing wrong with Kate. She is probably negotiating a divorce, and she's not going to appear until she get what she wants. And the way things have come out in the past few days, it makes you wonder, is that all there is to it? Is that all there is to it? Then I find out today that Kate used to smoke cigarettes. I believe that that was confirmed that she was a smoker. Right? And then all the plasters or bandages on her fingers. There are people that are accident prone, and then there's Kate Middleton. There has never been a satisfactory answer for all of those bandages. And even the tabloids kept raising the question because they don't want to tell us what they know. The only way to stop people from publicly saying these things, people with a platform, is for them to go on the attack. And that is why this poor woman has been vilified, is because they want to shut down the conversation. Less people should start talking because it has a way of easing the truth to the fore, and they don't want that. Whatever it is, they've been working really hard to suppress the truth, and they don't want that truth to come out. Kate cancer-free fakery allegations force palace media cleanup. Now, it was the ambiguous language that the palace used, which is why they're in this situation. That language that they use, because they don't want to come out and say what kind of surgery she had. They don't want to say what kind of cancer she supposedly, allegedly had. And so when you're being so vague and ambiguous, then you pay the price for it. She is a public person. She is public. She is no less public than what Meghan is. Meghan has no right to privacy. They speculate about everything in Meghan's life, everything. So why doesn't Kate fall under that same scrutiny? Her husband will be head of state sooner rather than later, which puts her at an even higher platform. And people will ask questions. Look at how they have been tearing apart. The British media has been tearing apart the Dutch royal family. Look at how they have been tearing apart the Danish royal family. They say whatever they want to. How about I open up the Daily Mail and they're saying ailing Joe Biden, sleepy Joe Biden, confused Joe Biden. They don't care what they say about him. Joe Biden can be over in the United Kingdom visiting, and they say whatever they want to say. Right? Or how about when someone declared, why do we have to call her Dr. Jill Biden? Because she's a doctor, damn it. She's a doctor. And that dimwit before her doesn't even have a high school diploma. I might have Secret Service knocking on the door if I discuss what she's educated in. So, what is it? Good morning, Britain panelist Narendra Kaur, 51, faces furious backlash for saying Kate, 42, has aged so much. And the only explanation is that she is a smoker. As Princess of Wales returns to royal duties after grueling cancer treatment. I don't know what's taking her so long. I mean, because other mere mortals would have been back. or lesser mortals, we're not on Kensington Palace's payroll. We're not obliged to elevate and revere and deify anybody in that family if we choose not to. Obviously, the media has some things that they want to talk about. They have some things that I mean, look at the state of her. Look at her. In comparison to the night before. A lot of even the last year, it was the same thing. Before the surgery, people were asking, why are they using those photos of Kate? Because that's the real Kate. What you've been seeing is this airbrushed Kate. So most people see this for the first time and they are aghast. They think something's wrong. Mill's remarks cannot be easily dismissed. However, as she is a member of the so-called Royal Rota, a quasi-official group of royal journalists working for British media who, while maintaining their editorial independence and frequently writing critical stories, you know that's a lie, about the royals, cooperate with the palace, especially on logistics in a broad sense. You mean propaganda? Does logistics mean propaganda? The palace is often able to get simple errors made by the royal journalists corrected. And the fact that corrections hasn't been made is relevant. It's not just relevant, it's revealing. It's revealing. It's not just relevant, it reveals. Gonna give you a case in point. When William said that thing about Africa, when he said you don't expect war in Europe, you associate that with Africa, or what was the other one? The Middle East. He said, but you don't expect anything about. He was speaking about Ukraine, of course. Now there was a video. The sound quality was really bad, but we won't know how to enhance it because that video has been hidden. We'll never see that video again. But was it Palmer? Was it yeah, I think it was Palmer that was there. What's his name? Palmer. He directly quoted William in his column. And then the palace made a phone call, and then he had to go back and clean it up. When the Catherine the Great article came out, when Kate was complaining about how tired she was because Meghan and Harry left, they wrote the article as it was presented to them. And then they wanted to sue the Tatler. So they had to clean it up. Dreadful. Okay. Let me do that again from yesterday. Let me play that again from yesterday. Wait, do I have it? Oh. Gosh, I think that's it. Is that it? Let me see.
Good morning, guys. I just thought I'd do a quick video instead of tweet after tweet because it becomes pretty ridiculous, as if it wasn't ridiculous already. I put out a stupid tweet. That wasn't my intention. My intention was not to be malicious or nasty or anything. I'm not like that, anybody who knows me. It was stupid to ask about the aging. I've admitted that and I put my hands up and I've apologised if it caused offence. The only people who were offended, though, because many people on Twitter and social media have asked exactly what I've asked, but did not receive the sexual, racial, violent abuse that I did, from accounts with EDL flags, Union Jacks, disgusting abuse. I asked about aging. I didn't kill kids. I didn't wish death on anyone. I didn't do anything like that. I asked about aging and if she smoked. Nothing to do with cancer at all. My brother suffered from cancer, went through brutal treatment of chemo, and I wouldn't ever do that. He died. What we do know is there's a lot of misinformation and facts matter. So you've all come at me about the cancer. It was pre-cancerous cells as far as I'm aware. She's had near enough a year off work. Of course, it must take its toll. I know plenty of people who've been in and out, in a hospital and out for pre-cancerous treatment, and they're back at work. People suffer all day long, and they work, and they have to work. My own brother worked up until weeks before he died.
Well, okay, I'm going to leave it there. That was about half of it. The thing is, by them challenging her, by them going after her, yes, you got some sycophants and hardcore royalist monarchists that are going after her. Some pretty sick people too. But what you also have done is opened up a debate about why doesn't Kate work? Would Kate get the same type of treatment at a private hospital, whatever? She's not sitting in some urgent care or something, as my mother did in such and such and so and so. And it was the same as when Kate was in the hospital the first time. When she went to the hospital, when she was supposedly there in January, people began debating the treatment that the average person receives in comparison to a royal family member. One of the selling points for the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, some of the Democrat lawmakers said, I want the public to have the same health care benefits that I have. Meaning that if you are a member of Congress and you get Blue Cross Blue Shield, then I want the rest of the public to have that same insurance. Nothing more, nothing less. And there are some people, depending on where they live and the quality of the health care, that's exactly what they have. They have what any member of Congress, excuse me, could expect. Not the president and all of the other people, but as a member of Congress, their insurance is right on par with a great deal of the American public. That is what they used as a selling point. But we all know that in the UK, because they want to bankrupt the NHS, that there are people that are dying waiting for surgery. There are people that have to leave the country to get certain things done because they may be on a waiting list for a very long time just to get a hip replacement or a knee replacement. But most people that I know with their Affordable Care Act insurance, they're not waiting months for those things. If they are, they have an appointment to go into the hospital. They've done all of the testing necessary, and it's done in months rather than years. So they started that debate, whether or not that's what the intention was, and I'm sure it wasn't from the palace, but they find out when they do this, they find out there's not that many people that feel sorry for them. And yet they keep pushing this sympathy narrative. They say that Harry and Meghan are the Windsors, but the Windsors are the Windsors. That's all you get from Will and Kate is complaints and moaning and pity parties. That's all you get from them. This has been a very rough year. Well, so what? Suck it up. Everybody's having a rough time. And all they do is remind people of how privileged they are. It backfires. And right now, the tabloids on this rampage against this woman is doing the royal family a disservice. They're doing Will and Kate a disservice. This makes them look petty. Nobody's feeling sorry for them. It instantly turns into something else. When Kate showed up at the Troop in the Colors, it took one tabloid reporter to say most or other mere mortals would not have blah, 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 or brave Kate this, brave Kate that. Kate has a staff of some 62 people, the 2 Filipino nurses that William explained. They have everything at their disposal. And if nothing else, you can count on the British to tell it like it is. If they feel it, they're going to say it. All of that deference goes out the window. That I could respect. If they feel it, they'll say it. And you have people who otherwise paid no attention to that family suddenly say, well, I wish my mother would have had that type of care. I wish I could count on that. I bet you she didn't have to wait in line. And we're paying for it. That's what it does. It backfires epically. So she was on Jeremy Vine today, and I'll let you hear that. It's not very long. Let me see here.
The response on racism, Narinda.
Well, I blamed it on racism and misogyny and sexual humiliation. I think, Lynn, thank you for saying that. I mean, I feel like crying. I think for somebody who's lost her brother to cancer, and I can't even say those words sometimes, it wouldn't make any sense why I would then pick on a woman for having chemotherapy. That doesn't make sense. My brother had the worst of chemotherapy and he died. So why would I bring chemotherapy into it? Why would I bring cancer into it? That wasn't in my head. It was about smoking, and smoking does age you. And Kate has smoked in the past.
She has had cancer though, and she's a woman, and to bring her looks, or I think it was just distasteful. But you said that.
Well, look, the abuse, like you said, you've not even showed the worst of it. It's gone to the Metropolitan Police. It's that bad, and I can't understand a country. It seems so hypocritical. You spent a year demonizing Kate. Where's Kate? Oh, she edited pictures, she did this. And yet you've come at me with such ferociousness that I've had to be in touch with the Metropolitan Police because I've had all kinds of threats.
But you blame the response on racism, Narinda.
Okay. Again, what she said was not the it wasn't. I just think because of her platform, because of her status, Good Morning Britain and such, because she works in the media, that she has been a well-noted commentator and such, that is the only reason why she's getting such a hard time. But they're going after her because they don't want to address the elephant in the room, and that is Will and Kate's laziness, their whinging, their entitlement, the fact that they are not very successful as the Prince and Princess of Wales. They have had a string of failures. Boston, William in New York, Kate in Denmark, the Caribbean tour. They have had a string of failures. And so they want to pounce on anybody who calls them out. But they're failures. They have been failures as the Prince and Princess of Wales. And there's no greater evidence of their shortcoming than the rollout of this surgery or whatever Kate's treatment was. They blew it to the point where Buckingham Palace had to step in and take over their communication because they blew it. They're putting so much pressure on the people around them to come up with results. Another big mistake, the whole herbal essence summer eve, walking through the forest and the beach and the field of grain, all in the same day, supposedly, that was a failure. Even the coronation, you're late for your father's coronation, the first coronation in 70 years, and you're late. You left him and his side chick sitting in a carriage because you were so busy trying to make a video to post on social media so that you could upstage your brother. You were trying to upstage your brother, so you, your wife, and your children were late because you were working on a video. You had a whole video crew in your house when you should have been going to the Westminster Abbey. Who did that? It wasn't Harry and Meghan. How come the press don't call them out about that stuff? We know what happened. Yeah. She only asked about Kate's look. It was blown out of proportion. People have been asking, what is wrong with them? What's wrong with Kate? What's wrong with William? This is what people have been asking. So maybe she's the most public person who asked that question. It does not make the question go away. There's something wrong with them. There's something terribly wrong in their house or households because I don't think they live together. But they're public people and they get a huge amount of money. They demand attention on the public stage, but they only want people to talk about the things that they feel comfortable with. But anything that's uncomfortable, they want to silence people. They want to shut them down. They want to cancel people. You can't have it both ways. And this big sloppy mess right here, Julie Burchill portrait session, February 10th, 2011. Now, that was some years ago. This is that big sloppy mess that said those terrible things about Lilibet Diana's name, saying that she should have a name that is referencing George Floyd. Even all those years ago, she was a big mess. But honey, you can't tell her she ain't cute, can you? You can't tell her she ain't causing it. Woo! I mean, she is just so full of herself. Yeah, this is the one who said that thing. She is so hungry for attention, among other things, but she is so hungry for attention. Look at her with her arms all splayed out like she's about to tackle somebody. And then when she was really feeling sexy, she threw her hair back. And she and you guys, you know what? This is only some of the photos. This is only some of them. There's more. And then, of course, who hasn't thought about some album from the 70s where you pose with a leopard and you decide, you know what? When I go to that photo shoot, that's the same thing I'm going to do. I'm going to take me a picture looking seductive with a leopard. And she did that. Why she did that is unclear. Should she have done that? Certainly not. It doesn't help her case. She's a chip off the good old Jan Moore. Yeah, she's a chip off the old Jan Moore. And dare I say, a big sloppy mess. And you know what's so sad? For as pitiful as she looked, that's probably as good as she's ever looked in her life. And she got the nerves to say nasty things about people. That's probably as good as she's ever looked. Just too bad it came up short. Let's see. Helen says the trouble is the media uses filters to make Kate look younger than she is, like the Royal Albert Hall on Sunday at the cenotaph. There was no filter, and Kate looked different and aged. Yes, there's nothing wrong with aging. Like I said, I have no intentions on dyeing my hair. I don't want to look like some type of dictator. And I hate, women, fine, do whatever you want to. But a man dyeing their hair, especially as they're reaching their 60s and their 70s, it just looks weird. You expect a woman to do whatever she chooses to do with her hair. But a man, I don't like that. I don't like that. There are some guys that can pull it off, but for the most part, if the texture of your skin has turned into Manuel Noriega, you got that pineapple face, stop dyeing your hair. Stop dyeing your hair. Men, if you hear my voice, stop dyeing your hair. No, don't do it. Anyway, let me see. You know what? To just express the overall feeling that I have about Kate. I do not hate Kate Middleton, but the way that she is coddled and protected while simultaneously they're tearing down someone who she, tries to emulate, someone she insultingly does the copycat stuff, the copycat. That is insulting to me. I'm insulted for Meghan. I know Meghan probably ain't even thinking about it or even notice it, but especially that blue dress when she's sitting at the piano. If there's anything that Kate has ever done that has triggered me, it was that one. The way she's sitting there smiling, knowing exactly what she's doing, being so nasty and methodical. That is the one that triggers me. Anything else, I don't really care. But that moment at the piano, I'm just like, this is going too far. This is really going too far. It has gone way too far. So while I don't hate anybody, I just believe that they get what they ask for because they are the antagonists. They are the ones that have been trying to vilify the Sussexes, in particular Meghan. They're the ones who have been mocking them and making a mockery of them with all of this copycat stuff. So it's hard for me to have sympathy for them. It's very difficult because we've seen what they're capable of. And it's not just a simple challenge or competition. It's done out of hate. It's a hate campaign. They have hired people. They have used their influence to do whatever damage they can to Meghan's reputation, trying to make it where nobody wants to talk to her or work with her. Today, I just saw a video where Oprah was getting inside of her car, and a reporter who just happened to have an English accent was asking Oprah Winfrey, do you think Harry is going to be deported? If it wasn't for all of this negativity coming out of Kensington Palace, coming from Buckingham Palace, coming from the Royal Rota, if it wasn't for all of that, that question would have never been asked. What if Archie and Lily are going to school and their classmates are asking about this? Right? And if we find out that that has been a problem, they're not going to take ownership of it. They're going to blame Harry and Meghan for it. Oh, they shouldn't have left. They should have stayed and let us continue to abuse them. But they don't care about those kids. Because that's the next thing, is that those kids are getting older and they are going to be in these public settings. They're going to be in these schools and whatever, and play dates and such. But they don't care about those kids. They don't care about Harry and Meghan. They certainly don't care about those kids. Let me get this monster off the screen. Now, okay, remember when Sonia, I don't know who this person is, told us Kate was in hospital in December. Now we're being told Kate had precancerous cells. Remember when Carol Malone said Charles didn't have cancer? When they slip up with truths, we need to listen. Okay? When they slip up with truths, we need to listen. Let me play it for you. I've never seen this before. This is my first time.
I think the parents have been quite clear with us. They told us about the fact that she had surgery back in January. It's clearly pretty major because she was, the surgery was in December, but it was major. She didn't come out of hospital. I think the palace have been quite clear with us. They told us about the fact that she had surgery back in January. It's clearly pretty major because she was, the surgery was in December, but it was major because she didn't come out of hospital. I think the palace have been quite clear with us. They told us about the fact that she had surgery back in January. It's clearly pretty major because she was, the surgery was in December, but it was major because she didn't come out of hospital. I think the palace have been quite clear.
Now, I didn't see this firsthand. I don't suppose that there's been any editing done to this. I don't suppose. I hope there hasn't been. I hope nobody's, playing with that, because it's one thing to drag somebody, but I certainly don't want to misrepresent or lie about stuff like that. Um, that's just my standard. So, but it does make me think about this. Hope all is well at Sandringham. My spy in Marylebone just saw this convoy heading in the general direction of the King Edward VII's hospital at 8:30 this evening. Apologies, 18:30 this evening. They sent this as well. There's been no explanation to date from the palace about this motorcade from December the 28th. And we didn't even know about this until after January the 17th, when Kate went to the hospital for surgery that was not an emergency, according to them, but she will be in the hospital for 2 weeks, but it's not cancerous. At least it won't be until March the 22nd. See what I mean? Kensington Palace is to blame because of their sloppy rollout, because of their vague and ambiguous language used to describe something very serious about a very public person who has a constitutional role in government. The heirs that she produced are the ones that are next in line for the throne. She will someday become the Queen Mother. While there's no formal role for her under the Constitution, she is the spouse of the future sovereign, the future head of state. Everything that she does is part of the historic record. Okay, Lex. Well, I mean, that's what people were saying at the time. That's what people were saying at the time. Okay. All right. So let me just be petty and share this with you. The people that are responsible for everything, the people that makes everything bad for the royal family, for the British government, for the price of tea in China, for the gold standard, for the gross national product, for all the wars that ever will be and has ever been, the people that are responsible for that happens to be very well loved and admired. They look healthy, happy. They have so much going for them, so much more going for them. They work hard and they look beautiful. They look beautiful in spite of everything that has been thrown at them. They are still beautiful on the outside and the inside. And they have community here. They have the Sussex squad. I can't help but think they must be doing something right. And therefore, they look good. And the others are just on the wrong side of history, that they have been very nasty, very rude and cruel. They have been conspiring behind their backs, that they're doing everything that they can to blame their shortcomings on somebody or a couple that's 5,000 miles away from that nonsense. So much so that certain members of that family likely tried to stop their wedding. Didn't want them to have kids. Didn't want their kids to have titles. So proud of our faves and their children. Hear, hear. And thank you for 13 months membership. Greatly appreciate it. Zandy Sussex says, public service announcement. If you think it's appropriate to make a PR commercial about your alleged cancer, cringe music and all, then it's appropriate for us to point out that your cancer looks and feels fake. And that is a self-promoting PR spectacle. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Because immediately after this video, so many people said, this is not right. It makes cancer look like a walk in the park, playing at the beach, walking through the forest, when it's a very serious thing. It's not pretty music and long dresses. Disservice. And then, of course, the Hello magazine. Y'all trying too hard. Somebody is trying too hard. And they were called out for it. But just you wait, because I got some more. Okay. Here we go. Oh, if Harry is on the list of the most beautiful men, then we have to go back to Prince William is named world's sexiest bald man for the second year in a row, as he beats huge movie stars to top spot. And if you look at the bottom, as someone said last week, I don't know who said it, Prince of Wales beats celebrities like Stanley Tucci and Terry Henry to clinch the top spot. Yeah, Stanley Tucci. You all remember who said that? Because I don't. But someone said, what about Stanley Tucci? And then, of course, more distraction. And this, again, during a period of austerity, during this period of massive need for food banks and such, people are going to be worried about heating their homes. And they want everyone to rally around Kate Middleton for yet another Christmas carol. Kate's Christmas comeback. Princess of Wales will host her carol concert in December and will focus on love in difficult times following her own cancer battle. Let me say this one more time. This is not helpful. Instead of this, people have been asking the questions. How come Kate doesn't do more for people with cancer? Now, she took a photo with that photography student or whatever, and that has been the extent of her cancer outreach. Telling people, you are not alone. You are not alone. Tell that to the person who is alone, that still has to work, who doesn't have access to the best care on the planet. Tell that person that. Let's see what the ratings are for this year's Carol, shall we? Let's just wait and see what the ratings are. Hello, Ofcom. Prince Harry has beat out David Beckham and Channing Tatum to hottest of all time list. And what is the backlash? That's the backlash. Prince William, sexy bald man. That is the backlash. They could not leave well enough alone. No matter how much it cost, they were going to get William on some kind of list. I'm just waiting for the environmental list that he's on. Petty. Now, this gets interesting. Now, I know how you all feel about her, Tina Brown, but this, of course, is critical of William. So when I know it's critical of William, I'm here for it. Prince William revealed his future plans for his role in the monarchy last week, saying he would carry out duties with a smaller R in the royal. But his comments to reporters accompanying him on his trip to South Africa, which, by the way, they didn't ask him about being a slumlord, have left royal biographer Tina Brown deeply unimpressed. The former Vanity Fair editor, who had lunch with Diana just a week before her death, has accused the Prince of Wales of failing to show King Charles sufficient respect, and she claims William surrounds himself with sycophants. Sycophants. He surrounds himself with sycophants. Harry, to whom he no longer speaks, was good at keeping his brother's feet on the ground, Brown argues. William did not help the mood by giving a swaggery interview at the end of his South Africa trip for the Earthshot Prize. Brown, 70, writes on her Substack blog called Fresh Hell. He told reporters about his plans to do things differently and then listed impact, philanthropy, collaboration, convening and helping people. In short, everything his father has been doing for the past 50 years. Offensively, he adds, Williams' comment on his plans for sharing monarchy also includes throwing some empathy in there, made him sound like a performative pinhead. In happier years, it was the irrelevant Harry, or Harold as William lugubriously used to call him, who could tease the Prince of Wales and take him down a peg. Brown, who is the widow of legendary newspaper editor Sir Harold Evans, is known for her controversial comments. Last month, she called the Duke and Duchess of Sussex decision to quit royal duties in 2020 a disaster. Brown added, the trouble with Meghan is that she has the worst judgment of anyone in the entire world. She's flawless about getting it all wrong. Now, that was word salad right there. Let me just say, if there's any example of word salad, it was the description of the Sussexes and then, of course, Meghan. Nothing could be further from the truth. Everything that our Duchess does is very deliberate and impactful. Compare that to Will and Kate, right? Who decided it was a good idea to do the best of colonial times, going to the Caribbean tour. Easily, you could destroy this idea that Meghan has poor judgment by simply saying, Caribbean tour, Caribbean tour. If that didn't show a lack of insight and a lack of judgment, I don't know what does. That literally was the worst thing that they had ever done that had nothing to do with Harry and Meghan. Nothing to do with them, except for trying to show them up. It showed absolutely no imagination. Harry and Meghan African tour, success. Harry and Meghan Oceania tour, success. Harry and Meghan Nigeria, success. Harry and Meghan Colombia, success. Harry and Meghan countdown to the Invictus Games, Canada, success. Harry and Meghan countdown to the Invictus Games, Dusseldorf, success. Harry and Meghan Dusseldorf, success. The Hague, success. And of course, Canada will be yet another success. Now, who has bad judgment? That was the silliest, stupidest thing to say. Stupid. Harry and Meghan are winning. Do you hear me? They are winning. Harry and Meghan goes to New York for the Nelson Mandela success. I could just go on. It has been one success after another. I have said it before, and I will say it again. They have not put a foot wrong since they left that dreaded institution. They have not. And if speaking out about your abusers is considered a misstep, then you either stupid or you're a liar, or both. Because part of your mental health recovery is you call out the people that are trying to destroy you. When Harry and Meghan does the slightest thing, it's an event. People don't stop talking about it for days, weeks. I almost used the B word, but how about that time Meghan had to teach them broads how to dress over there? Her farewell tour of Britain. She has demonstrated more poise and elegance as a duchess and a royal princess than anybody in that family since Princess Diana. More Graham Smith. Richard Eden says Prince William surrounds himself with sycophants and needs Prince Harry to bring him down to earth, claims Princess Diana's confidant, Tina Brown. Well, I don't know about that confidant part, but here's the thing. Graham Smith says, royals surrounded by sycophants? What a shock. This guy needs to do stand-up. He really does. If Prince Andrew had a rich new sugar daddy, we deserve to know who, says Graham Smith. Again, this guy needs to do stand-up. He's just that good. I'm trying to picture Prince Andrew and a sugar daddy. You would have to be Moses or somebody older than Methuselah to be his sugar daddy, because he's kind of up there himself. You'd have to be somebody like George Burns, or let me see, who's old enough to be his sugar daddy and who's dumb enough to be his sugar daddy. Anyway, okay, that is good humor, but I just can't see. Yeah, she's trying to stay relevant. The hell with her. Oh, well, there's at least one person who has given approval to Prince Andrew, the sick old man. Yeah, there's one. Now there's someone with very poor judgment. Okay, I am just about done, you guys. I'm just going to share this with you, and then we are done for tonight. Someone was doing the Wheel of Fortune, and instead of saying, the obvious thing, which is treat yourself, treat yourself around. Well, no, give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself a round of applause. This person said, treat yourself a round of sausage. Treat yourself a round of sausage? Did this man just get out of prison or what? Treat yourself a round of sausage? Now, I know that they have National Coming Out Day. Maybe they even have International Coming Out Day, but I doubt if it starts on Wheel of Fortune. Now that's a that is a very twisted individual. I mean, you're supposed to be winning some money to, I don't know, take a vacation, fix up your house, buy a new car, and instead you're spinning the wheel and thinking about sausages. So there you can see it. Give yourself a round of applause. That is the proper puzzle. But then again, it takes all kind to make this world. I mean, sure, maybe there is someone out there that was watching Wheel of Fortune, and before they solved the puzzle, maybe they ran out and got themselves some sausages. And then, of course, I wonder how King Charles III feels about that. I mean, after all, who hasn't looked at his hands and wanted to put a bun on his hand and take a bite or two? Just about anybody I know, I could imagine. And then, of course, there's Willie. Now, I would expect that from him. I would expect William to say, oh, yeah, let's all treat ourselves to a round of. I would expect him to do that. I would expect him to say, oh, yes, let's treat ourselves to a round of sausages. Oh, yeah, why don't we let's all get together and treat ourselves to a round of sausages. Yeah. If it was William, I doubt if anybody would have noticed. If it was William, they'd be like, he's so silly. He always playing. He played too much. Okay, this is the last thing. President Duma Gideon Boku has announced 6 cabinet ministers, with the rest of the ministers to be announced during the course of the week. Well, this beautiful young lady is the Minister of Youth and Gender Affairs. Miss Lesego Kombu is the Minister of Youth and Gender Affairs. Isn't she beautiful? So poised and so elegant. Very, very beautiful young lady. And congratulations to her. And congratulations to Columbia. Here it is, Columbia. Congratulations to Columbia. We are so honored to have contributed to this award to break the record of inaction to end, you know what I'm saying, to end violence against children. Thank you to all the governments who attended this conference and made their pledges to make the world safer for children. Hear, hear. And with that, you guys, I am done. I told you that we weren't going to be more than an hour or 2 hours, or I said we wasn't going to be more than 2.5 hours. I said something, I don't remember. But the good news is that now my slides are working again. I'm so happy about that. Well, thank you so much, you guys. Sorry to keep you so late tonight, but I was prepping and I just started getting into it. I really do enjoy doing this work, and I feel like it is a privilege to have this platform. It is a privilege, and also I appreciate the fact, and I'm honored by the fact that you all trust me to do this work. That means a lot to me, more than you could ever know. So thank you for that. And also thank you for the person who sent a Cash App earlier today. Almost forgot to mention that. Was it Cash App or PayPal? I think it was PayPal. No, it's Cash App. No, it was PayPal. Yeah, it was PayPal. All right, so thank you for that. Trying to figure out who it was. I mean, I won't say the name, but anyway, you know who you are. Thank you so much. And there goes my voice again. Okay. No, I still don't see it. I'm so sorry. Okay, are we good? Thank you, moderators, for keeping this a safe space. And thank you to all the other content creators for the very hard work that you have been doing for this community, for the Sussex Squad, and for our faves. We are so ever so appreciative of that.
When this woman's dog was, how do you feel your chance? This dog loves going to the park.
Okay. Good night, Paula girl. Good night, sister. Peace and contentment of mind to everyone. I like that. Good night, Terry H. Oneness, everybody, is please be safe and stay well. Thank you. See how you all take care of each other? That is so, so beautiful. Wishing you a happy and wonderful Tuesday. Good morning. Oh, I just got that message. Thank you. I'm still here. I'm just looking at something. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I've been up and I've been down. I've had my feet swept off the ground by somebody to say. I've been rich and I've been poor. I forgot the words of this song. Walk out the door. There are times when I feel good, my baby. There are times when I know I should, oh darling. Oh boy, I forgot. I haven't heard that song in a long time. But not this time, gonna see it through. 'Cause ain't nobody like you, and you know it, babe. I've been around the world a few times, oh baby. Yeah, Church Nelly was on here earlier. I didn't get a chance to say hi. It's morning in South Africa, and it's Wednesday. Oh, good morning to you. Thank you so much for being here. Nana Gladys, from the motherland, ancestors, blessing to you all. That is so beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Good morning, Tilly Malone. Okay, I tell you what, let's end with the lady from the Caribbean. This seems like a good night for her, doesn't it? The lady for the Caribbean. We'll end with that. And I love Prince Harry, and he should be king, not William. William's no king. Behind the wall, we're all the same. Behind the wall, there's no difference between me and you or any of them. Give the people back.
I love Prince Harry, and Prince Harry should be king. He should be king. Prince Harry, not William. William and all of them in there, Camilla is the wicked witch of the devil himself, because she is part of why Princess Diana is not here. I do not like them. I am from the islands, and we don't need them in the Caribbean. Get lost. Demolish the monarchy. This is 2023, okay? And I will support Harry 100%. I do feel for him. Yes, I do. And everything in the book is the truth. And Charles is the monster, not Harry. Harry is no monster, not Meghan. He is bringing the story out right now. They are evil people. They are not nice. Behind the wall, we all are one human being, and behind that wall there are no difference with me and you and any other Brits. Give the people back the money. They are just welfare recipients living off the taxpayers of the British people, and the British people are stupid supporting that nonsense monarchy. It is nothing. It's just a title. It means nothing. A title. I'm angry at them.
Oh, I love her. I love her. I'm going to build a shrine to her later. That was a very spirited and yet very necessary outpouring of emotions, because that's the only way to get their attention. Sometimes you really have to go rogue to get them to pay attention to you, but pay attention they will. All right. I feel like there's just so much that I want to say, but that'll do for tonight. I felt good about tonight. I feel good about being able to call them out for their hypocrisy because of what they put the Sussexes through. And every time that they attempt to do the next thing, it always backfires. Always. Nothing good comes of it. And as Tina Brown said, who doesn't have all the credibility in the world, but it is true. I've heard that before, that the only person that could bring William back to reality was Harry. But you disrespected his wife. You were planning God knows what for his kids. And he didn't really want to be there in the first place. It's one thing to walk out the door. But the thing is, a lot of people, you can show them the door, but they just don't have enough sense or enough courage to walk through it. Someone once told me, you know, that I changed their life in some kind of way. Someone I've been very close to had told me that. And I can see why they said that. But the thing is, I'm not going to take credit for it because it's one thing to show someone the door, but it's because of your own spirit, because of your own strength that you walk through the door. People show doors all the time. It's not just opening the door. Sometimes you just can only show the people the door, or you can open it and they just don't have enough to walk through it. They don't have enough courage or whatever the case may be. But for those who do, it's room for celebration, especially when they have made a success of it. That's why Harry's book resonated with so many people. So many people. The best-selling nonfiction of all time. Now, anybody from that family, if they wrote a book, under those circumstances, it would likely have some type of success. But Harry's life experience, his emotional intelligence, is what pushed that book into the stratosphere. And don't even get me started with the movie. If and when there is a movie, could you imagine? Because it's a window into a world that most people don't know about. And The Crown is not very helpful toward the last couple seasons. Okay, so I said enough. We did our outro, and I'm going to say love you and good night.